What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another build guide. In today's video, I'm showing you my PvP based build that destroys meta users and basically almost hard counters every AC in the game, called Warhead. Now this build revolves around using our tank treads to hover in the air and sustain flight capabilities and basically just hover there, as well as using our nebulas to shoot and apply pressure on the enemy, and our quarter missile launchers come in and do our big heavy damage to basically end them once they're staggered. Without any further ado, let's get straight into the build. Now for our right hand weapon and left hand weapon, running dual nebulas. The reason why I'm running dual nebulas is because we're going to be kind of playing at that 250 to 300 meter range with this build, and in my opinion the nebulas have the perfect attack and impact power once fully charged, and their AoE radius is second to none. We're basically going to sit and hover in the air, fully charge these bad boys up, and alternate firing between our right and left hand weapon. Now, yes, other weapons will have like some better impact, but the nebulas have such a huge AoE range that when we're that far away from the enemy, you're basically probably not going to hit him 100% of the time. While with the nebulas, we don't need to directly impact them to get the stagger meter to build up. Once we get near him, it'll proximity explode and it'll kind of apply that AoE like nebula, and we'll be able to build up that stagger meter while our core missiles start slowly tracking in. Our back right and back left shoulder weapons running dual core missile launchers. Now, these things will do really good attack power and impact once fully charged, and they track tremendously as well once fully charged. I did see in the patch notes, it did say that some of the core weapons had unintended damage, so they went ahead and fixed that. And also, on our Supernova build, I've seen some people saying that the build kind of got nerfed because the core missile launchers got a big impact on damage. So I wanted to go ahead and see how big of a nerf it was, and in my testing in PvP, these things still absolutely shred. Once we shoot both of these and we get a stagger on the enemy, you basically can kiss their health bar goodbye. These things still do an insane amount of DPS once they fully hit, and honestly, even with the nerf, these things are still S tier in my opinion. For our head, we're in the Ephemer head. Now, the reason why I'm running this head is because it gives super good AP as well as defenses, attitude stability, and system recovery. In my opinion, this is the best in slot for our headpiece. I tried running the HOW, but in my opinion, the HOW is good, but we don't really care about scan distance or effect duration, and we basically just lose everything in the AP, defenses, all that. So in my opinion, the Ephemera is just a better overall head rather than the HOW, and it is the best in slot for this build. For our core, we're running the HOW 826. This core gives us excellent AP and defenses as well as generator output and supply, and it has decent booster efficiency as well. Now the reason why we don't run the Ephemera core, even though it does give us lower quick boost reload time and it gives us more boost speed and stuff, is because with this build we're going to be in the air 100% of the time, hovering over the enemy, shooting them from distance, so we want our energy recharge delay to be as low as possible, this way our energy comes back and we can keep staying in the air. For our arms, running the knocked arms. The reason why I run this is because it gives us the most fire and specialization as we can get out of any arms, and with the recoil control, since we're full charging our nebulas and shooting, and we're kind of alternating firing, we don't really need to worry about recoil, as these are just basically just going to track the enemy and hit them, and since we're not rapid firing, like I said, the recoil is really non-existent on these things, so we don't really have to worry too much about it, and we want to get the most firearm spec as we can, so this way our weapons will track the best at range. Our legs, running the VE42B tank legs. Now, these legs allow us to stay in the air 100% of the time, as well as they give us really good AP and defenses. I did try running the tetrapod legs, but in my opinion, after that hover goes down, you're not going to have enough time to get your energy back to go back in the air and hover again. So that's why we run the VE legs. It allows us to basically stay in the air even after our energy goes down, kind of coast and glide. We get all of our energy back thanks to our generator, and we're basically able to go back up in the air and stay at that maximum height basically, and just keep launching nebula shots and core missiles at our enemies until they finally are dead. Since we're running tank legs, we cannot run any boosters since tank legs have built-in boosters. We don't need to worry about anything for this slot. Or FCS, running the VE21B. The reason why we're running this is because we're going to be at that, like I said, that 250 to 300 meter range, and we're going to be between that medium and long range. Now, we want to try to stay above that 260 meter range. This way we're always going to be at long range shooting our missiles and nebula shots, but sometimes enemies will get in our face or try to get close to us as possible, so they'll be in that medium range. So we want to go for medium and long range assists, and that's why we run the VE21B. Now, as an alternate, if you do find yourself more in medium range rather than long range, you can definitely run the WLT001 FCS. This will give you more medium range assists, but it will lower your long range assists. So just see whether you're in long range or medium range and swap the FCS accordingly. Also, a quick note, you do want to have your missile lock correction kind of high, so that's why the VE21B or the WLT is going to be the only two FCS you can basically run with this build. Running something like the P10, where it gives you max missile lock correction, is really nice, but that medium range, long range assist, in my opinion, is just way too much of a sacrifice to really even worry about it. Our generator, running the IBC03G Coral generator. Now, this generator does give us a long energy recharge delay, but since its cool unique gimmick is when our energy fully depletes, after that 3.68 seconds, we'll get about 80% of our energy charge back. So running this with this build allows us to basically go all the way in the air, deplete our energy bar, wait that 3 seconds, and we get about 80% back, and we only lose, I don't know, maybe 20% of our height, and then we can basically go all the way back up to our height, chill there for a second, and then we just keep repeating, and we're always able to stay in the air and away from the enemy, allowing us just to shoot our Nebula shots and our missiles down at them and finish them off. Tried running something like the VE-20C generator, as it will give you a lot lower energy recharge delay, but in my opinion, when you're in the air like that and you're hovering, your energy recharge gets severely reduced. So that's why running something like the Coral generator, the IB, allows you to get all your energy back, basically, so you don't have to worry about that slow, penalized recharge rate. Since we're going to be away from the enemy most of the time, we don't have to worry about assault armor. So pulse armor gives us that extra layer of defense, so if they are shooting missiles or something like that at us, we can kind of pop it and mitigate most of that. Also tried running something like pulse protection, and it is good, but you do need to be pretty skilled and stay in that kind of like AoE range. So that's why I think just generally the pulse armor is going to be better here. Here we have the PvP showcase. So the playstyle, like I said, is just us basically hovering over the enemy, raining down our core missiles, and just shooting our Nebula shots alternating between to kind of build that stagger up and just keep pressure on him. Looks like he's running a reverse joint like laser pistol build with some plasma missiles, so we should just be able to outrange and zone him pretty hard here and counter him. So right after it, we charge all of our weapons, we go in the air like I said, and then plus our generator, after that few seconds we're able to get all of our energy back and just keep staying in the air. Gonna let our missiles track, let them go, and shoot our Nebula shots here on them. Like I said, sometimes with the Nebulas they won't hit, but as long as they get close they will proximity explode and build that stagger meter up. Charge our missiles and let them go again. We got out of range and go back in. Shoot our Nebula shots. Since it has that huge AoE range, if they're on the ground and we shoot near him, we're just going to stagger him. Right here we almost get a stagger. He dashes away on the ground. Charge under core missiles, shots back up again, shoot him. Hit him with our Nebulas. And our coral missiles, oh, almost got him. Hit a stagger, we're just going to keep shooting our Nebulas. He's almost dead, so just basically keep repeating here. Just going to keep staying in the air. Let our core missiles go again, shoot our Nebulas. And just look at our missiles track him. And he's dead. Like I said, the build is pretty easy to play, honestly. It's not too complicated. You're not going to be like a lightweight build to where you got to dodge constantly, you know, and dodge the enemy attacks, and it's like a glass cannon. We're pretty tanky, and since we're playing range, there's really no threat. And melee users have a pretty hard time getting in our face, as long as you just keep your distance from the enemy. I accidentally let one of my coral missiles go there. That's just a slip of the finger. Looks like he's trying to like meet me in the air, which he's not going to be able to do for very long. Watch our core missiles track him, and we just try to shoot our Nebula shots to keep that pressure up. We hit a stagger, our missiles hit him, and he just absolutely gets shredded. Like I said, I didn't really see, like, the damage definitely on the core missiles got nerfed, but I think they're still in a really good spot, and I still think they do a really good amount of damage, so I still think they're very viable to use, as you can see right there. Alright, next up here on our PvP, we are going against, it looks like a, what is that, a plasma pistol? Or a stun gun, I mean, and a melee. Alright, it's probably gonna try to melee cheese hit us then. Just gonna charge our missiles and our Nebulas up here again. Keep playing the height. Let our missiles go. We're gonna stagger our core missiles here just to create more pressure on the enemy. He's trying to get in our face and like melee punch us, so we're just gonna keep playing range. As you can see, once our core missiles hit them, we do an insane amount of DPS on them. Even honestly, our Nebulas, they do around 1 to 2k if they fully hit them. So they're still pretty good as well, just our Nebulas hitting them. Our corals, oh, they're tracking hard! Oh, they couldn't get him in time. I don't know what he's doing, he's just, okay, he might have given up. He might have given up. Just gonna shoot our Nebula shots and kill him. Yeah, he definitely gave up this round. Alright. You can see we barely took damage there, and he was running the like infinite stagger melee punches, which I'm sure they'll probably patch soon because that is just such a cheese. We go into round 2. Just gonna keep playing our distance again, charge our weapons. Looks like he's trying to meet us in the air here and punch us. I'm gonna shoot our Nebula shots off, shoot our coral missiles. Our coral missiles track. Oh. Ah, they almost hit him. Just gonna keep shooting our Nebula shots at him. Oh, he did catch us here. Gonna pop our pulse armor to get out of that sun cheese. He popped his pulse armor, but our not our nebulas, but our coral missiles hit him and took about like 60% of his pulse shield away. He's trying to melee punch us here. We're just gonna back off and keep charging our nebulas at him. He did hit us. He missed up our combo, their combo I mean. So we're good. Just keep backing up, hit him with nebula shots. He gets staggered and we finish him off with another nebula shot. So that's the only thing with this build is if they are running like a melee build like that, you just gotta make sure that if they are running no like melee weapons I should say, and they're going for fists, you gotta make sure that they don't get in your face to cheese you. That and just maintaining your energy bar and staying in the air is the most like difficult thing about this build. Alright, here we go again. Looks like we're going against a tankier style AC. Dual needle guns. Don't know what those are on his back. They might be like laser cannons or something, or plasma cannons. I can't really tell too good. Just the way they're put up on his back. We're just gonna play distance. Since he's a tank tread, he's gonna have no what do you call it? Like capabilities basically to sustain. So we're just gonna be able to outzone him pretty hard. Shoot our coral missiles and then yeah, keep applying that pressure. Our coral missiles track fantastically on him. Yep, there goes the big explosion of the stagger. We hit the nebula shots on him. There goes half his health already. Charge up our coral missiles, launch him again. Trying to meet us in the air, we're just going to backdash. Our coral missiles hit him hard. He's almost staggered. We hit a stagger on him. He pulses his, popped his pulse armor. Our nebulas, not our nebulas, but our coral missiles basically destroy that armor. And then we're just going to keep zoning him here. There's like nothing he can do. Since he's a tank tread, he's just not able to get in the air and sustain it like we are. So he's just basically severely outmatched. That's the thing about this build. It will counter most builds, unless you're going against like a missile-based build that's just going to sit there and shoot missiles at you again. Kind of like we are. So that would be the only thing that really doesn't hard counter. Or we don't hard counter, I should say. That is just more like a 50-50 fight. And they might win it just because they have missiles, more missiles, you know, they can just sit and track better than we can. But I think it would be like a 50-50. Again, he's trying to match us in the air, which he just can't do. He can only stay in the air for a few seconds. Launch our missiles at him and just keep shooting. Missiles track fantastically, as you can see. It's almost staggered again. Our main one usually hits him, but sometimes, as you can see, like right there, it'll have issues tracking, but usually all the mini projectiles that have more projectile speed will track pretty well and hit the enemy. Our main projectiles hit him. He's almost staggered. We shoot a few more nebulas. He pops his pulse armor, which we basically just get drained with one nebula shot. Charge up our other coral missile and shoot it. We hit him with some nebulas and he's basically dead. Our coral missiles will finish him off here. Yep. So basically he's dead. Like I said, with the hard countering, and we basically counter almost every AC, and especially the meta users that are running just fist cheese and stuff like that, we counter pretty hard as well. Just make sure you gotta keep your distance, play above the enemy, and zone them out, and you should basically never lose a fight. That's it for this build guide. This build absolutely destroys people in PvP. Honestly, it's a very, very anti-meta build. We're able to play range away from the Zimmermans and melee users and basically just rain down missiles and nebula shots until they die. This build is pretty fun to use and I think you guys will enjoy it. If you guys have any questions about the playstyle or any of the parts that I'm running, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you have any thoughts on how I can make these build videos improve further, or any other ideas on armor core that you'd like to see me make videos on, let me know as well in the comments below. I hope you guys do have a good rest of your day or night depending on when you're viewing this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.